السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. معكم تيدوس بحلقة جديدة من فاينل فانتزي 16. كيفكم يا جماعة الخير؟ أخباركم؟ علومكم؟ آخر شي تركناها هون على أساس إن ناخذ السفينة مشان نروح على المنطقة. السفينة حتكون سفينة عمو لكلايف. شغلات لازم نذكرها. شايفين هاد نقدر هاد الصديق الجميل اللي هون بيلنا وين في الوحوش اللي خرج يعطينا مثل جوائز عالية. حلو، وبقول لك صعوبته سي بي، اني هذا شوي اصعب. حلو، وبكتب لك هون اني الموقع تبعه كليرفيو سانبريك او النصاب المكسور روزاريا. فهماني علي؟ ما بيقول لك وين بالضبط، بس اني بقول لك هنيك. هي بتقول لك قد النسبة النسبة انك قاعد عم بتساعد العالم، باعتبارك عم بتساعده الاحترام تبعك عم بيزيد، فبيعطوك جوائز كمان. يعطوك هون نيزك، هون شو يعطوك؟ 20 20 20 100. حلو، شغلات لطيفة. ايه، وهلا هلا ورجيني ضل شي لون لازم نعمله. في مهمتين جانبيات بلشتن. وحدة هاي بتكون هون، لازم نجي لهون عشان نساويها، ووحدة خالصة. فهلا رح نروح لهنيك عتل هوكري. نازل المرتفعات المغطاة بنباتات الخليج، يمكن للمرء أن يلقي نظرة خاطفة على قلعة روزاليث وكل شيء آخر بينهما. تمام، ومن هون لازم يفترض أن نروح نشوف عمو لكلايف. ومنبلش ونقول بسم الله. من لكم اني ماتوكي ما خرج اليوم. بسلم عليكم، مشتاق لكم كثير، بس اني صعب يجي قاعد بتفرج على فيلم هاري بوتر. يلا بلشنا.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day.
أهم شيء
Return to Ironholm.
هي مسقط رأسه.
For what?
أظن إني مسقط رأسه لما أتذكر.
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
تمام لكن.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
Hello. الأنساب.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting at the village of Alba.
اوكي، وهون هي المنطقة أول مرة نشوفها. رح نقتل مضطرين نقتلهم بس. لا بعدين بعمل لي فتلة بالمنطقة هيك تنظيفة. حلو، صار فينا نتفتل وين ما بدنا، بس انه حنكمل المهمة.
mockery of justice is what it is. Lord help.
هذا نشوف شيء المنازل السبع السامية. أعلى المنازل النبيلة مكانا في روزاريا القديمة، ومن بينها منزل روزفيلد الأول وقبل البقية. تعود جذورهم إلى السلالات الحاكمة للدول المستقلة الصغيرة التي اتحدت عند تأسيس الدوقية. كان المنازل صوت مسموع في السياسة الدوقية، لكن انتهى دورها بعد سقوط المنطقة في يد الإمبراطورية وتولي الإمبراطورة أنابيلا مقاليد حكم روزاريا. أيوة. جيلي يضم تشيفا صديقة كليف زعيم مخبأ، يواصلان معا مهمة سيد التحرير حامل الثار. ماشي، ما في شي ذات أهمية.
Would never have stood for this.
إلوين هو أبو لا
Quiet, you! Not that we're loyalists.
إلوين هو أبو لا كلايف اللي ماني متذكر.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. It would be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our
يعني.
full cooperation.
full collaboration تكلمه.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
هات لنشوف شو بدهم.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right. I heard you the first time.
مو مشان شي، بس اني ندور على صناديق، يعني هذا اقل شي فينا نساوي. حلو، ما فينا نستدعي الشوكوبا تبعنا. بجوز لاني جوات قرية. عليك هاي صندوق. عملة جوبلن. هون ما حيكون في شي.
Two more left to join the garrison this very morning.
عارف نشوف شو بده هاد.
You seen them, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you?
ليش لا؟
At least I
No.
think there was a Black Shield. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
But what do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
يا لطيف.
That's a fair old scar you got there, by the way. How'd you get it?
السلام عليكم حاج تاجر.
Welcome, stranger.
سيف جاي عنا واحد. ما نبيع شي. وشاح عنا شرابات كوبالت. يزيد من قدرة توليد كسر الحديد بمقدار. اوه هي كويسة، بس اني سعرها جميل. سبحان الله. ما شيء للموسيقى.
I suppose we won't be seeing you again.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, the Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits.
حلو.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
ايش رايك تعطي صوت؟
I don't know. But we need to find out.
Word is, Port Isolde's closed her gates to all but the Highborn, and now a great camp sprung up along the walls.
مع مين لازم نحكي؟ عليك واحد.
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
يا لطيف.
May
شو
I at
مقصد؟
least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, We
حلو.
are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pole.
صح اللي صار
Then we
بيسبول
should be on
صراحة
our
كان
way.
مشكلة كبيرة. اوف 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 اوف.
These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing.
It's
We still
nothing.
don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
مبينين يا عمين هنن.
Whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
نطلع نشوف.
Perhaps.
Lost. حلو.
Ready, go?
يلا.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
يا أخي المشي بالشوكة وغير. إيه.
Be safe.
صياد الواقعين.
What do you think is waking them? The Mother Crystal's collapse?
والله لسه الضربة هذيك خارقة. ما مع مزح. حلو. والله شغل الا شغل اشغال. فوزكم بالحكي. شوية سحر من هون، شوية سحر من هنيك، بيم بام. خالصين. بعمل لي فتلة بعدين. بس الفايتات اللي قدامنا لازم اقل شيء هلا بيسأل ليش اني عم بدخل هيك فايتات عشان نلفل شوي مشان شيء ما يزبط اني اثنين هون في صندوق اني اثنين نكمل باللعبة من دون ما يكون عندنا ليفل محترم بقدر الامكان لازم نلفل يعني اقل شيء الفايتات اللي قدامنا لازم نفوتها انا بعدين كمان لما برا الستريم ورا التسجيل رح الفل قدر الامكان.
More of my mother's men. Nice try.
حلو ختاء ايوه ان شاء الله يكون في نزله ما نكون لفينا اللفه على الفاضي. داي امبروزا.
Good girl. Run like the wind. Time to fight. You deserve a rest.
عالسريع عالسريع.
Blood, Clive.
يعطيه ذا بلاد.
And still wet.
ايش بترجل؟
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
الساحر أول
You
شيء.
know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel.
ايه.
Why then? We owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation.
ميت السلامة.
To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield Rosaria. Stay down.
ايش نعمل؟ طيب مضطرين. بركات. اعطوني مصاري لازمني.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps.
ايوه.
They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
ما مشكلة. أعطيه العمود على خير.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
النيابة. المقاطعة الإمبراطورية تضم الأراضي التي كانت في السابق لروزاريا، والتي حكمتها أنابيل. الدقة السابقة لروزاريا كانت أول أعمالها كنائبة هو تأسيس تنظيم جديد للفرسان حماة السود، الذين يتم إرسالهم إلى كل ركن من أركان المقاطعة للحفاظ على النظام. ثم تحول في وقت لاحق ليصبحوا جيشا شخصيا لها، يعملون على تسوية خلافاتها مع حاملي السحر وموالين للدوقية. حلو. حماة السود مجموعة من الفرسان كونتها إمبراطورية أنابيلا. في واحدة من أولى قراراتها وصفتها نائبة لمقاطعة الوزارة الإمبراطورية المنشأة حديثا، وهم مكلفون بتطهير المقاطعة، والذي يتضمن عمليا قتل حاملي السحر لأدنى الأسباب. عمليات الذبح. بعدها أصبحت نائبا لمنطقة روزاريا التي تم ضمها حديثا. أنشأت الإمبراطورة أنابيلا بهدوء مجموعة من الجنود مخلصين تمام الحفاظ على النظام، على الرغم من وصفهم بأنهم حفظة السلام، فإن غرضهم الحقيقي هو تنفيذ ما أصبح يعرف باسم عمليات الذبح أو المذابح الوحشية لحاملي سحر المقاطعات، وأولئك الذين يظهرون تعاطفهم معهم. القتل سريع وعشوائي، حيث يتم إرسال حماة السود للعمل كقضاة وهيئة محلفين وجلادين. يا لطيف. وعندما تكون الفوضى التي تركت في أعقابهم كافية لتدمير مستوطنات كاملة.
Then we hurry.
ماشي، هذا صاير مثل طريق تاني. تمام، خلينا نروح أول ديل. ما في داعي أصيح لأمبروزا لأني نحن جنب المحل. هيك من الباب الأمامي. سبحان الله. ندخل فيس تو فيس، لا ناخذ شيء.
Find something, boy.
شايفه يعني مبسوط مثلا؟
Death.
كلها تأخرت انت لشميته، يعني بنعرف اني تو كلب بخلي يشم من زمان، بس اني ريحة الموت يفترض انك تكون شممها من قبل ما يفتح الباب. الباب مو كبير، بتعدي الريحة من فوق.
Found her.
يا لطيف. هذاك الختيار المرة. يا لطيف هذا شلون؟
This was my mother's doing.
والله ترى امه لازم تكون نهايتها بشعة.
But why? Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
عشان ما ياكلوهم. الغربان موجودين عشان ياكلوا الجثث.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it.
هذا الحكي الصح. هذا نشوف شيء جديد اول ما يبلش حكي. لا
We should go.
Yep, we should go.
Yes.
حلو
We
ننطق
can't
اللي
leave them
برتي.
here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shield have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
نعملنا فتلة سريعة. والله غربان على ابو موزة. والله منطقة كبيرة كبيرة. هلا هو نحن هلا نعتبر اني رحنا للمنطقة من دون ما نشوف عمولك لايف؟ ما فهمت انا. هاي صندوق. قطع من الواير 8 واير 8. ها ماشي تعال منطقة كبيرة منطقة كبيرة. هاي صندوق ثاني. في عايش شي؟ بتأكد. شبك؟ تعال هديلي حالك. حبيبي. ما بظن يكون في شي هنيك. هلا يفترض ان الصناديق بيطلع في فوق راسهم اشارة فبنشوفها من بعيد. والله مليان غربان. يا لطيف اذا مليان. ما فينا نكسرهم ما هيك؟ ماشي ما فينا نستخدم السلاح كله على بعضه. اوكي.
We're approaching. Through a bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
هذول شنو؟ ايش هذول العالم؟ هلا بنروح نشوف شو ضن. حلو جلود حيوان.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
شو كان بيحكي؟
Hush now. You didn't hear nothing.
حلو الباب هون مسكر ليش؟
They tell us there's a curfew, then refuse us passage back to our homes.
في وجهة نظر.
We won't survive another.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
The gates are closed. Begone!
تمام سلمت إذاكم على المعلومة
Who
هي.
am I to sell my wares if they won't let us into the capital?
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
يا لطيف يا لطيف يا لطيف شو صاير؟ حلو ما فينا نستدعي أمبروزا. بدنا نطلع تي.
Let's go.
برايي خلينا ننزل. برايي ما هي مستاهلة بشكل نهائي ما هي مستاهلة. حتى اني ما في داعي تستخدم الضربات العادية. هلا ما بدي اتعامل مع هذا النباتات.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance.
يا
Let's
لطيف.
hope my uncle fared better.
ماشي ما فينا ندخل لهون. حلو. ما في داعي ننزل ما في داعي ننزل. هاي بناخذها. هاي حلال. ترى شايفية؟ لا شنو؟
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
حلو تليبورت نعم. ايه ليش هو شايف حدا؟ ما شايفني في حدا. اعطيه زي ما في حدا.
Have mercy. Voice-ridden dogs they are. You can't ignore us forever.
Let us in or we'll die on your doorstep.
Better out there than in here.
Oh, get enough
Fuck off. Hang it, chinless bastards. Those crystals belong to us all. I said, where were you, filth? Back to your stalls. Cut you down where you stand. Destroy it.
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in.
هات لنشوف مين راح يقرروا يدخلوا.
I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble.
طيب.
The Lazarus.
لازاروس. خلينا بالاخير رح ندخل مدينة لازاروس.
We'll find our way into the city there.
هات لنشوف في شيء عن مدينة بايرون. هو الأخ الأصغر للصديق الراحل إلوين ومسؤول عن ميناء إيزولد التجاري المزدهر في جنوب روزاريا. ورث بايرون ثروة محدودة عن عائلته النبيلة وحولها إلى ثروة ضخمة بفضل حيلة التجارة وروحها المغامرة. ليس هناك بيت تجارة ولا حانة في فاليثيا وما بعدها إلا ولديها حكاية عن اللورد بايرون روزفيلد. حلو. ميناء إيزولد مدينة ساحلية تقع على الساحل الجنوبي الغربي لمقاطعة روزاليا الإمبراطورية، لا تضاهيها في المساحة سوى روزاليث، وشهدت المدينة أوج ازدهارها في عهد الأرشديق إلوين، إذ توافد عليها التجار من كل أنحاء فاليثيا. من المحزن أن تلك الأيام قد ولت منذ فترة، فلقد عمل الاحتلال من قبل سامبريكو على تحقيق رغبة الإمبراطورية في إفساد كل شيء من أسواق ومؤسسات عسكرية. مقاطعة لازاروس. هات نشوف. منطقة سكنية حصرية محاطة بسور تقع خارج الحافة الشرقية لميناء إيزولد. كانت ذات يوم الجوهرة ذات يوم الجوهرة في تاج المدينة، موطنا للعديد من النبلاء الذوقية. ومع ذلك بعد أن نقلت الإمبراطورية عاصمتها للسلطة البلورية فهجر ميناء إيزولد تقريبا وسرعان ما احتاج هذه المنطقة الكبرى لصوص السفاحين. يا لطيف.
If you're sure, the entire place looked abandoned.
بس abandoned.
Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
هات لنشوف. سطوع الضوء الأسود.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
هيك من الأول لازم يكون في زر يخليك تركض بسرعة. هو اللي مساوي السيستم القتال وهالشغلات نفس اللي مساوي سيستم القتال بديفل ماي كراي، وبديفل ماي كراي 5 كمان هيك عشان تركض بتضل عم تمشي فترة بعدين تركض بسرعة. منطق.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
تعال لا تشوف ما حتخلينا نفتح من هيك. ندخل مقطعات لازرت، عم ندخل شوي شوي. شايفين شلون الصندوق من بعيد انشاف؟ هون ما في شي. نطلع نشوف مين هنا. ما بينفتح. يب.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
طب مين انتو؟ نتفاهم.
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
هيك من امتى؟ تمام شوف انا بحكي لكم الحكاية. لا انت لسه عايش؟ يعني شوف انجبرنا نعمل شيء ما كان بدنا نساويه. والله هي ضربة الصاعقة اللي قدام هيك بالنار بتشيلهم شيل بالجبلة. أحسن شيء سوينا طورناها.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
مين انت؟ اوه هذا ايش كان اسمه؟ ايش كان اسمه لك هذا اللي راح ساعده لجوشو عشان يطلع من الغرفة؟
Forgive me.
ويد!
Lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
سر ويد يا عين بيحكي معه بالسر ما سر. هاي ما مات. غالبا الاشعر لو كان ما مات يفترض يكون ما مات.
We can speak inside.
حبيبي هدول شقوا شق، هدول مو بس ميتين شبعانين موت. في واحد اكل سيف في بطنه.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
طولوا بالك. اوف ما في شيء
We
حلو.
left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas,
صار شعره ابيض مسكين.
there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about
حبيبي
her.
امك وحده شرشوحة من الاخر.
Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown.
ايوه.
As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we.
Make ready.
علقة.
This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
رح نروح معك.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
Let's go.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
To serve.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
حلو. عندهم في تاجر.
You are welcome
نحن
to
نختف قاية
what
كل
little
شيء
we've
واقع
managed to
الذراع.
salvage.
يا لطيف يا لطيف ورخيص 1700 ورقة. يا شي غريب. نشتري.
Will that be all?
26 يزيد من قدر توليد كسر الحدود بمقدار 3. في واحدة شفتها 6 أنا.
It has been an honor.
We'll show them the fire in our hearts.
Buck up, man. These two are dead.
صندوق.
I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent
امتى
us
هذا
to
الحكي
the
صار؟
mud. I suppose we owe you our
ما حتقول شي
thanks.
تاني؟
You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us to the mud.
اوكي. ثواني بس، في شغلة مسوية بين ايدي. هلا تمام.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed.
حلو.
While the Black
تخطيط
Shields have
عسكري
an
جميل.
advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
يا أخي يا أخوي دلوي دودات.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
قبول قبول حجي. كثيرا ما سيضم رفاق عدة إلى كلاب من هم يحرصون على مد يد العون له، ومع ذلك فقد يختارون التراجع والبقاء في المخبأ على حسب وجهة كلايف. معنا
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
نفتح الباب اللي ما بتحسن
How
تفتحه
long
من
have
دون
you been
رارتي.
pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever
امتى
since.
دمجت؟ ما بتذكر. لا امتى اندمجت عن جد؟ لاني من شوي اخذت وحدة هيل وتعبى لي هيليز الى الاخير.
Look at me sideways.
Come along now.
Bastards are lucky I didn't.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
حلو ماي لورد.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields?
ما بتعرف انت.
Then come!
صدقني ما بتعرف.
Die along with your flame!
خلاص لو بتعرف ده يصير فيك.
Forest area!
Forest area!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
ضل حدا؟
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them.
تعالوا احكي لكم حكايه.
The Imperials aren't taking any chances.
خالصين؟ خالصين. ايوه.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one.
فارس الظلام
In
الدائم.
taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him?
مسكين. حلو. مصاري مصاري. جيب جيب جيب. ووو.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did.
ما بعرف انه بلان صراحة، لاني نحن شلناهم كلهم ما
We sent
شفنا
every
حاجة كثيرة.
last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My, Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well.
No.
She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again.
إلا إذا.
I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battle to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place.
لا تقولها من جاك عمك
Be that as
ليد.
it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die.
هذا أول حكي الصح.
And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
ما في أنا بقولها.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
حلو.
Since the
أبي
beginning.
مولون.
Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
وصل سلامة ذاك النص الملتهب من ويد.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you.
ماشي.
Or the Lord Commander.
تايلر مات. ولا شراني تايلر مات.
Thank you so much.
اللورد كوماندر نعرف يتميز بين شفنا مرته وهي أعطتنا اللبس والشغل.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
حلو. ميناء إيزولد وصلنا والله. بدنا نشوف. ما في شيء. قريناها من قبل معناتها. قصر روزفيلد. هلا بيطلع عمو؟
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance.
هذا حصان جاي ولا شنو؟
Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
جايب معه الفأس. يلا مدرسك.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
No shit. غيرها.
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil, the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
ولا كلمة.
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach.
ضربتين عشان تنسى. طيب الفاس.
See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new...
قبل ما يكمل القصة خلينا نقرا بايرون. بايرون هو الأخ الأصغر الأشقيق الراحل مسؤول عن ميناء. صحيح هي قريناها. بعد درجة دقيق ضمن الإمبراطورية وتجريد بايرون من الألقاب حصل بايرون نفسه في قصر ماشي جردوه من كل شيء. نفسه في قصر وتبرع بكل سر بكل جيل يملكه إلى ضرائب المرهقة والرسوم الجمركية التي أثقلت كاهله مؤخرا وكل هذا تجنبا لإثارة غضب الإمبراطورية والتشديد عن دعمه لحراس الشعب. تمام.
Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive.
20 17
The nation your father and your
قبل 3 سنين
forefathers
شمال
fought to
شايفهم.
defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have.
هيك على
I have a
السريع.
galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About
Weeks.
everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
مين هو؟
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing.
والله
One
بايرن
thing
هو
I
بايرن.
cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy. But now you're quite the outlaw.
سنين بتغير
Which,
بني
if I'm
آدم.
not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle.
ليش مبسوط طيب؟
Why then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
الله مبسوط. حاج بايرن. شغلته كبيرة. شو بدك نحكي؟ عدى أسابيع خالص، سفينة جاهزة؟
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she? Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
إيش بك؟ جيل.
Something on your mind?
صفنة الأرض.
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could.
مساكين يعذبوها ما مشي الحال صاروا يقتلوا
So I
عالم.
became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's.
جيل طولي لنا بالك.
I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all.
I
had
became
become
a monster.
a monster.
Jill.
احكي لك شي كلمة كليف ظبط له ضع.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand?
كلنا بنعرف هذا الشيء لا تاكلي هم.
I want to choose a different path, a better path.
عندي أنا كليف
To live
المسمى
on my
بسيد.
own terms.
بوعدك بهذا
Before
الشيء.
I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do,
I will be staying
I'll be
there.
standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
هو صراحة ما كانت معك، كانت معك بس إني ما كانت معك. لما دخلت لهنيك كنت عم تتقلت لحالك.
I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it.
لا قبل بعد يفضل بعد إذنكم.
Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
كل واحد بغرفة لحالها شايفكم. ترجل عليك بالمراقبة. حلو. اوف نحن هون؟ والله بعد. المخبأ. نرجع المخبأ. ليه؟ واي. ها هي الوحوش.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
هات لنشوف. فينا نعمل تليبورت. والله فينا نعمل تليبورت. وفي شغلات كتير فينا نساويها بس مع ذلك حاليا لا. هات خلينا نحكي مع فيفيان.
How did we never hear about these guardians of the flame?
رح ندق واحد سيف. معنا 1300. لازم نطور هي. لازم نطور هي. مع اني هدول عم بيساووا دمج محترم. هي وهي وهي تعال بيساووا دمج. هات لا شوف. تعال فينا نطور تنتين. انسى. انا اسف بس اني في شغلات لازم تتطور. نه. اوف. ترى هي شكلها خارق. نه.
Same way they never heard about us, I expect.
مرحبا.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. I'm touched that you should find me such good company.
It is not your company, but your counsel that I seek on this occasion.
صف على طرف على السريع.
Ever the charmer. What will it be today, then?
The Iron Kingdom. I need to know what to expect.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then, I take it. The mother crystal that rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the Ironblood made their move.
سرعونا. سرعونا. هات لنشوف.
As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystals sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies.
طبيعي.
Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Drastanus, home of Drake's breath, and plucked it from the duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island. And with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity. The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drastanus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Drake's breath. Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women, including Jill. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
My only aim is to destroy the Mother Crystal. But thank you all the same. Not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
اوف والله في شغلات كتير لازم نساويها، مهمات جانبية ما مهمات جانبية. أول شي خلينا نشوف الحداد. قبل ما نحكي مع جيل خلينا نشوف الحداد. مرحبا.
Well, don't just stand there, go.
عندك شي جديد لي؟ سيف النزل. اي عنا كل شي، عنا كل شي. حلو. يقوم تلقائيا بشحن التهويزات ويحافظ على الشحن حتى الإلقاء. لن يتم تفعيل تأثير إضافي لم يتم. المشكلة بدل شو بدنا نحطه؟ ترى ما بعرف صراحة، الكلب ما بحس عم بساوي هالدمج الكبير. أخذه؟ بدنا نشوف في غيرها. 3 عند الحق ضرر، عند الحق ضرر، عند التعرض للضرر، يعني لما بتتدمج يعني. ترى هي أحسن من هي. هي شو تساوي؟ بدأ التهدئة لاستخدام موجة الحر، يزيد من نقطة الخبرة، قدرة المكتسبة خلال المواجهات من المقدار. اوف غيرها ما احتاج شيء. ما احتاج شيء. ما احتاج شيء.
I'm not much bothered either way.
I got you. What's that for you, dear?
تعزيز. ما عنده شيء. والله كيلك ما عنده شيء.
And?
المشكلة وين؟ المشكلة ان في مهمات جانبية، وحدة ثنتين، وفي عنا وحدة. لا ما عنا وحدة، عنا هون وحدة مفتوحة ماشي، وهون كان في بهالمنطقة، لا بهالمنطقة ميناء اولديل، لا تلال هوكراي، بظن هون كان في وحدة تانية. فلذلك رح نوقف الفيديو لهون لليوم، رح احاول اني اساويه انا هيك على وقتي، وان شاء الله الفيديو الجاي يكون كل شيء جاهز. ان شاء الله تكونوا انبسطتوا بالفيديو يا جماعه الخير. كان الفيديو جميل صراحه. شفنا عمو شفنا عمو لكليف، شفنا جيل شلون متأثرة بالماضي تبع بعد ما سرقوها واخذوها للايرون بلود. ان شاء الله بنشوفكم في الفيديو الجاي ان شاء الله. اذا عجبكم الفيديو لا تنسونا باللايك سبسكرايب شير، لا تنسونا بالدعم الصغير. نشوفكم الحلقة الجاي. لا تنسونا بالصلاة على النبي. كان معكم تيدوس، بأمان الله. سلام.